Adam, you're up. Thank you. I
Thank
thought
you.
I figured it out, but evidently I didn't.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor and Council. As mentioned, my name is Adam Mattinson, and I'm here in favor of the recommendation. And I'm honored to serve as the president of the Board of Directors for the Little Mountain Neighborhood House. I'm joined today by our Executive Director, Joel Bronstein, as well as several members of my fellow board members who are here in the gallery and watching online today. Together, we are incredibly proud to represent an organization that has been a cornerstone of the Riley Park neighborhood for decades. On behalf of our board, our staff, and the thousands of residents we serve each year, I want to extend our deepest thanks to Council and to City staff for your continued support and partnership. Your commitment to inclusive, community-based services has made it possible for us to do our work, particularly after our original building on Main Street was lost to a tragic fire just over 2 years ago. We are deeply grateful to the city for their support, helping us relocate to our interim Kingsway location, along with our various community partners and resilient staff who have enabled us to ensure that the neighborhood house and its services continued in the face of incredible challenge and disruption. Little Mountain Neighborhood House is more than just a facility. It is a place where people of all ages, backgrounds, and experiences come together to connect, learn, and grow. We provide a wide range of programs and services, from early childhood education and youth engagement to newcomer settlement and senior support and wellness to food security initiatives. We work closely with our government partners and community organizations to ensure that our services are responsive, inclusive, and accessible to all. The opportunity to operate this new facility is a dream realized. It has been a strategic objective for our organization and many iterations of our board for more than a decade, and it represents a significant step forward in our ability to better serve the community. This new space will allow us to expand our programming, deepen our partnerships, and continue building a neighborhood where everyone feels welcome and supported. As we move forward, we recognize the growing need for our services that we provide. Changing economic conditions are placing increased pressure on families, newcomers, and vulnerable populations. In response, we remain committed to ensuring that our programs continue to meet the evolving needs of our community with compassion and care. We look ahead with optimism and determination, and with your continued support, we will keep building a neighborhood where everyone feels welcome, supported, and empowered. Thank you for your trust and partnership, and we are excited to continue this journey together.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Joel Bronstein.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. I'm the Executive Director of Little Mountain Neighborhood House. I have been for the past 30 years. So 50 years ago, a small group of local residents identified and then worked tirelessly to have a place that would create a strong sense of belonging by building relationships and connections. A place where mutuality existed, people sharing their gifts and getting their needs met. A few years later, Little Mountain Neighborhood House was born, operating out of a tiny storefront. This month marks 47 years of Little Mountain Neighborhood House serving the Little Mountain community. Although the organization now serves thousands of community members annually at its main location and over 30 offsite program delivery sites, the philosophy and the principles remain the same: to build a welcoming and inclusive community. Since we first heard the Little Mountain Neighborhood House Society would be a community amenity at the Little Mountain redevelopment site nearly 20 years ago, we have engaged with all the stakeholders to imagine the role that we could play to build connections with tenants moving into the site, as well as with community members living within the catchment area. In fact, this Saturday, the Neighborhood House and other organizations involved with the site will be hosting a welcoming event for the tenants that moved into the 62-unit social housing building adjacent to the new location of the Neighborhood House. As the building nears completion, we foresee the challenges and the opportunities that await us and the community. To name a few, despite Vancouver's commitment to strengthening our neighborhoods, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic, and the increasing number of individuals feel lonely and socially isolated. With the rapidly increasing cost of living, people struggle to put food on the table and make ends meet. Finding a childcare space so parents can secure employment is extremely difficult, despite the hundreds of new programs opening up around the city. We also heard an increase recently of the rise of anti-immigration sentiment. To that end, the new neighborhood house and childcare facility will give us a greater opportunity to address these challenges. We're deeply grateful that the city has entrusted and provided resources for us to operate our neighborhood house to welcome and connect people of all ages from this diverse, evolving, and amazing community for nearly half a century. We hope today the council will approve the Little Mountain Neighborhood House operating agreement so that we can continue our work far into the future. And I obviously vote to approve. Thank you.
You weren't too sure. Thanks, Joel. Okay, that's the end of our speakers list. Thank you so much for coming in. Would someone like to move a motion? Great, thank you. Got all that? Perfect, thank you. Council, is there any discussion? And yes, there is. Councillor Kirby-Young.
Yeah, thank you. I know we have a full agenda today, but this is a really important moment and it's one that's a long time in coming. And so I wanted to enthusiastically speak in support of not just this grant, but in support of Little Mountain's incredible work over decades. You have done a lot of heavy lifting over the years. I know in recent times, you've gone through COVID, you've gone through a fire, you've gone through relocations, and despite all of that, you have persevered and continued to be a refuge and a source of connectivity for the community. Any one of these, whether it's the housing that's located together or the 69 space childcare, or now happily your expanded facilities, are life-changing and life-affirming. You put them together. And I think that that's a bit of a triple threat in terms of the positive aspect that can have in a lot of folks' lives. And I can't think of somebody better to operate this than you. And I'm glad that that was acknowledged through the process. I think it was you mentioned it was 2 decades in the making, 10 years since council definitively approved the plan and the vision to locate the Little Mountain Neighborhood House there. And it would be really odd to have anybody else other than Little Mountain Neighborhood House operating on the site. But you have your track record is fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to do for years to come. So I just wanted to say I'm enthusiastically in support, and I'm extremely grateful for all the work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor Clausen.
I also feel that the emotions that Councillor Kirby-Young expressed on the one, this is really an important milestone for our community. I've known Joel for a very long time, and I know how much Little Mountain Neighborhood House, like all of our neighborhood houses, are lifelines to our communities. They provide incredibly needed services. They help build community. They help seniors. They help so many parts of the community. And of course, we're seeing, and I'm really pleased that we're starting to see renewal. Cedar Cottage has their new site under construction on Victoria Drive. And unfortunately for Little Mountain, they had to experience a fire in their last space. And thankfully, the city came forward with a swing space on Kingsway and was allowed Little Mountain to continue the services, notwithstanding the disruption. So it was Joel and his team and their resilience that allowed that to keep going. I just want to remind council that the site where this is taking place in the spring of 2024, several of us were out there to break ground. It was a rainy day, but we were there to celebrate the launch of this new site. And for some reason, it was met with controversy. But the fact is that this is a location that is sat fallow for 15 years. It's been held up for numerous reasons. I'm sure there'll be a book written about it someday. But the fact is that this council that got things moving, and if you go by the location, you see there are an incredible number of buildings under construction, and to my knowledge, all of them are the not-for-profit housing that is going to be on that large site. And now with this one, we're going to have 48 units of public housing that will be available, the public space in a plaza that will be a part of it, and of course, the childcare that will be operated, subject to the approval forthcoming, by Little Mountain Neighborhood House. And I can't think of a better group to continue and lead this for our community. Yesterday, Councillor Dominato and I actually met with Sharon Gregson, who leads the 10 a day initiative, but also is probably the strongest advocate in the province for childcare. So I think that this is something that this council can be proud of, the work that we are doing to try and move childcare forward. And so with great enthusiasm, I am going to be supporting this motion and really look forward to next year when we actually can see the building when it's completed and be there together and celebrate the final arrival of this really important community amenity. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Okay, seeing no one else in the queue, I'm now going to call the vote. If we can please go to the voting panel, and Council, if you can register your vote. Councillor Montague. And that passes unanimously. Congratulations. And that completes report number 1.